If you're a man and you're struggling with life nowadays, you're searching for meaning, you're searching for purpose, you're seeing women not really be into you anymore. I'm here to tell you that it's not going to change right now, but we will experience a boomerang effect. Right now, all of these women are exposing themselves online for the horrible people they are. And they will regret this tremendously in the future. Now, a lot of them will pay good money to have their social media scrubbed, but it's going to be really hard to scrub their tattoos, possibly OnlyFans. I don't know. I don't know if you can scrub that completely, but yeah, that's going to be pretty tough. And what we're going to see, like, what people don't understand is AI is advancing, and it is advancing a lot more rapid than we are being let on. And I think that AI is even being programmed to not tell us how much it has progressed, just based off the conversations I've had with AI. Now, I've been told when I was younger that robots are going to take the physical jobs and basically all the smart jobs, the college jobs that you go to college for, they'll be the last. Well, that's actually the opposite. Now, I've made this analogy before. What are you going to replace? Your whole phone, or are you just going to update your phone? So that's what's happening. AI is going to replace, and at first it's going to be people using AI. So people using AI are going to replace other people's jobs. And then eventually, yes, AI will just replace everybody. However, it's a lot harder to replace, it's a lot harder to get robots to do this, what I'm doing right now. I'm not saying that they can't, but I'm saying physical labor, stuff like this, definitely plumbing. These will be the last jobs to be replaced. And the women, if they want to be strong, independent women, they're not going to have their office jobs anymore because AI is going to be replacing them. Somebody else using AI is going to replace their job. So also what's happening is women are not adapting to AI as quickly as men are. So men are going to take the AI jobs quicker. We'll keep the office jobs because they're going to use AI, destroying women. And then what's going to happen is you would think, okay, then they'll just turn into, they'll go to OnlyFans. Well, AI is gonna replace that too. So I don't use OnlyFans. I understand why people do. It gives them that like relationship thing, even though they're probably talking to a guy like Andrew Tate, who to me is a gay man, but that's how he made his money, by duping unsuspecting men, that they're talking to the women that they thought they were looking at, or they're talking to AI. So eventually, so like what women are doing right now is they're just sexualizing themselves. That's all they're relying on. If you go on social media, that's all they're doing. They're posting like their asses. That's all they post, really, is just like their bodies. And they like always show their ass. They always show it. Well, AI can do this right now. It can replace them right now. You can make AI that does that. So they're going to be competing with that, and they're going to be flushed out of the market completely with that. They're not going to be able to turn to that. So they're either going to be digging ditches, or they're going to have to go back to the kitchen. And this is the white pill for men is you're struggling right now, you're lonely, you're depressed. That's what's about to, like, whatever brutal stuff you feel out of life right now, that's about to happen to women. Within the next 3 years, 3 to 5 years. And I think 5 is pretty conservative, but it's you can see it happening now on a very primitive level compared to what's about to happen. And you're going to have your pick of the litter. Like, they're going to flock. The women with tattoos, the women that have exposed themselves online, that have gotten clout. People aren't going to, like, seek clout in the future. They'll have, like, we'll have our own social media that, like, we feel we're the main characters. We don't have to try to be popular. Like, there's not really any incentive for me to get popular other than money, because it puts me at risk. And I think that a lot of these social media influencers are realizing that the juice really isn't worth the squeeze of the fame, having to provide the security. So you're going to have a ton of women flocking back to men. A lot. Like, they're going to be beating down your doors. The women that have kids, the single moms, those ones are going to be hurt pretty bad too, because, like, guys are obviously going to pick the women that don't have kids, and they're going to pick the youngest women that they can pick. No longer are women going to be as picky as they're acting. Oh, you can't be under 6 foot. Like, dude, I'm 5'11". I'm not bragging, and I'm totally disgusted with myself, but I have been on, like, thousands of dates with women. Not recently, but when I was in my prime, I had, like, 10 sex buddies. At one time, I had 10 sex buddies. I could call up one, or text one, and it just depends. I might see him in a couple days. I might see him in a couple hours. It just depends. And then it's just whoever I felt like hanging out with, I would just, give a buzz. So I hope that you learn your lesson from this, and when you get the power back from women, that you take it responsibly. Now, they will even be fine with you having multiple partners. They will be fine with that, because they will not be able to provide for themselves, and they're going to look for you as a provider. How many women who's going to compete with this? Like, you know what I mean? How many women that are feminine can do this type of work? This is why I made the video, so I can show you, like, that a lot of feminine women aren't going to be able to do this. Now, and I've noticed this in the workforce, because I've been toiling around in the working class my whole life. I never went to college. I just don't learn that well. Like, in school, I learned better on my own. For me, I learned better like focusing my attention on a video game and then listening to something like an audiobook or a podcast. That's how I learn. And I don't like to be forced to learn something I don't want to learn. And that's what they do in college. So I never wanted to go to college. Here's another thing that's going to happen too. You still are, to this day, even with, like, all the student loan debt stuff that's been happening, like, the last 3, it's so popular. Like, Biden tried to cancel student loan debt, and we're still seeing a lot of women going to college, taking on the student loan debt still today. And I think it's a highly risky move to go to college now, not knowing what jobs are going to be there. That's why I told my kids, just go ahead and just get in the workforce. What happens when you get in the workforce? You work with other people. You learn a couple little skills. Even if it's just a baseline job, like a fast food job or a convenience store, it doesn't matter. You're working with people. Well, if you go to college, you just lost 4 years of experience, and you might come out with a worthless degree and student loan debt that you have to pay back on top of that. Well, these women are going to like do whatever they're, and you're gonna be like, are you gonna take on that? Are you gonna take on that risk? I think there's gonna be contracts signed. I think that if you're like, okay, I'll take on this financial responsibility, but if you mess around, you start cheating on me, then the contract is broken. Like, I think that men are going to hold all the chips coming in the future within the next couple of years, because a lot of women just don't want to do this hard work. This is hard work. And I wasn't feeling good. I usually go faster, but I wasn't feeling good. That's why I have the hoodie on. Usually I don't wear a hoodie, even if it's, because I live in the cold, and it's cold out right now. But at work, I with all the machines, and it's just like, it's not too bad, but I wasn't feeling good. But like, I wasn't feeling good doing this, and a lot of women just aren't going to want to do this. So they're going to do whatever they have to do, and they will get back in the kitchen, and they will shut up. They will abandon all their progressive values, or they'll just be homeless. And it's going to be really interesting if, like, these women can't get jobs, right? Let's just say they still want to hold on to this strong woman paradigm, independent woman paradigm that they are doing right now. Well, they're going to be doing this. I mean, that's what they're going to be doing. They're going to be doing this. And they're going to be doing this for the rest of their life. Like I said, I've seen a lot of more women getting into the workforce, doing these type of jobs now than when I was, 15 years ago. So we're already starting to see it. And I'm not saying that women can't do this. I'm just saying guys and people are going to rather hire men to do the job, because we're going to be able to do the job quicker. We're stronger, we're faster, we're smarter. And and I think that they're just going to be like, yeah, there's going to be some women that like try to do this. They probably are going to be like lesbians or whatever. Like, and that's what they're going to be competing with. Like, how strong, independent are they really going to be? So what's going to be really fascinating is when these women that owe the government a ton of student loan debt go to the government begging for welfare. Like, are they just going to be cut off? Is the government going to be like, no? What is the government going to do? And that's why I think that a lot of these women that are like, hating on men, all these, like, there's a lot of hate on men that we've had to endure this last couple of years, the last few years. That's about to change. And you can already see it right now, but it's going to be far more. Like, I don't think that women understand how the rug is about to be pulled on them. Like, and then there'll still be jobs for, like nurses and stuff like that, but you can see how crowded these industries are going to be. So a lot of women will just go back to being conservative. They'll try to. And I think if girls right now coming up, underage girls that are seeing everything, I hope that they are taking note and not going to go down the path that women are going down right now. And they're taking more of a conservative route, a more traditional route. And so they don't just end up with no support. You're going to see a lot of women staying with their families, and just like they might start like doing suicide and stuff like that. I don't think that they what I compared it to when I was talking to Grok about this is I compared it to like the harshness of the gulag, but it's not going to be as bad as the gulag. It's just like what they're used to, how pampered they are right now. They're at a bubble. Like, and I've been saying this for a few years on my channel, like they are at a bubble, and I thought it would have already popped by now. But at some point, this bubble is going to pop, and they are going to crash hard. If we go through an economic downturn, they are going to be the worst. Like, they're going to be in the worst positions. Like I said, they're going to be competing with us. They're going to be competing with us for this labor. They're not going to be able, like, if I'm a plumber, and if I'm a master plumber and I want to hire people, I would rather hire a guy because he probably isn't going to cause as much drama. And, you know, I don't have to worry about the physical labor and stuff like that. So it just comes more natural to us. And I think that things might kind of go back to normal. And we will go through a little bit of turbulation. I don't think we're going to have a total societal collapse. And I don't even know if we'll have like an economic collapse. I don't think our government will allow that. I think that before we have an economic collapse, we'll have World War III. So like I think that we'll just, like Trump went into Venezuela and basically like this is our oil now or whatever. Like we'll rather do that because that's what's been happening to us. Country's been plunging, like taking our resources. We've just been giving everything away, and the shift is changing. And I don't know if the Democrats and the left will be able to come back from this. I just don't think that the progressives will be coming back from this. I think that they're pretty much done, and some of them will act out violently, like I said, and you know. They'll just have to deal with what they have to deal with. Like, I definitely wouldn't want to be on their side. I would rather be on the conservative side, usually stronger men, you know, family values and stuff like that, as opposed to, like, all this wonky stuff, like pronouns. Like, dude, do you really remember people's names? Like, are people lucky you remember their names? Like, are you gonna remember their pronouns, or even crazier, their fluent pronouns, so their pronouns could change daily? Like, I don't like that crap is going away right now. We can already see it, but all of this bullshit is coming to an end. Like I said, just keep grinding, just use this video to keep up hope that things will change. Women are going to come back to us. I know that they seem like they don't care because they don't have to. They're being propped up right now on a lot of different ways. We can't sustain this with the welfare state, with our huge national debt, with future liabilities. We owe $100 trillion in future liabilities. How much we have to pay on our debt with the interest. We can't sustain everything. We can't sustain welfare. We can't sustain a budget where we're spending $2 trillion more than we actually make. Who can live like that? How long can we sustain that? So things are going to be changing. Things are going to, I don't think they're going to get completely, they feel like they're kind of back to normal somewhat, but we will be coming into more of a conservative area. And just keep your head up. Keep doing what you have to do. And it's not like you have to sit here and act like these manifesto. I'm not trying to act like these manifesto guys, oh, be your best friend. No, just keep making your money. Keep grinding away. You know, keep building your skills. You don't have to have like the perfect body or nothing like that. That's I think that's a little ridiculous. I think that's all narcissism and whatever. But I can't stand when people tell me I have to go to the gym after doing this all day. This 12-hour shift. These people can that make their money off of cameras, in front of the cameras. telling me how I have to live my life. Oh, I have to be ripped. Like, you don't do what I'm doing. Go fuck yourself. But yeah, keep your heads up, guys. Keep moving forward. Don't hurt yourself. I know it's, if you feel like you're in despair, you feel like nothing's gonna get better, just keep moving forward. If you have to like smoke weed, then that's what you have to do. Like, do what you have to do to get through like this time. And like I said, but keep, like, what I agree with the Manosphere is there's nothing wrong with gaining skills. There's nothing wrong with gaining assets. Definitely gain assets. And I like Bitcoin, man. I think Bitcoin is really going to be the future. Whatever they're saying. When I say, like, how am I going to trade with somebody on Mars? How am I going to send them gold? I'm not. Like, I'm going to send them Bitcoin, or are they going to send me Bitcoin? You know what I mean? Like, we're going into more of a higher tech society within the next couple years. And if you think I'm full of shit, just look at how much things have changed this last 25 years and how quickly everything is just changing with technology. You know, we didn't even have AI well, this video is about to be over, so this is laughing at the women. Fuck you. Bye.